December, Norman Lear. It's hard to think of a figure who had a hand in creating more classic sitcoms than Norman Lear. All in the Family, The Jeffersons, Sanford and Son, Maude. These are just some of the shows that Lear shepherded to the small screen. Quantity is one thing, but it's the quality of Lear's work that's endured throughout the years. We're not just talking about the comedy, although Lear knew how to bring the laughs. Just as integral to his legacy, Lear knew how to bring the drama, tackling topics that were taboo decades ago and remain relevant today. Living to the ripe age of 101, Lear watched the industry and the world change, reflecting that evolution through brilliant writing and timeless characters. November. Joss Ackland. With a gravelly yet inviting voice, Joss Ackland was tailor-made to play Hans in the Mighty Ducks franchise. That was only the tip of his extensive resume and range. He was just as skilled at playing villains in Lethal Weapon 2 and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Although often a supporting player on screen, Ackland took the lead as C.S. Lewis in the 1985 TV movie Shadowlands. Ackland did some of his finest work on stage, which he took a 12-year sabbatical from following the death of his wife. Even then, Ackland lived up to his reputation for staying occupied. By the time he passed at 95, Ackland had over 130 credits across multiple mediums. Some performed for money. Ackland performed because he needed to. October, Matthew Perry. Friends can be like TV shows. Some come and go, but occasionally an unbreakable bond is formed that transcends time and space. Even almost 2 decades after its conclusion, the cast of Friends has been there for us. When Matthew Perry died, it genuinely felt as if we had all lost a friend. Beyond his career-defining role as Chandler Bing, Perry lent his signature sarcastic delivery to several successful films, from Fools Rush In to The Whole Nine Yards. Open about his personal life, Perry was also an inspiration to those seeking to achieve sobriety. It felt like Perry had so much left to do in acting and advocacy. Even in death, Perry will continue to impact us like a true friend. September, Michael Gambon. This Irish-English actor had already delivered a vast collection of performances spanning theatre, film, and television upon inheriting his most famous role. Given the passing of Richard Harris, Michael Gambon didn't become Albus Dumbledore under the happiest circumstances. Yet his cast members quickly came to recognize him as an integral part of the Potter family. Just as Dumbledore mentored Harry, younger cast members looked up to Gambon as a role model. When Gambon passed at 82, 2 particular Dumbledore lines came to us. One was from Gambon's debut as the character, "Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times." The other was from his final turn as the wise wizard. "Do not pity the dead, Harry. Pity the living, and above all, those who live without love." Gambon lived with love, and whenever we think of his legacy, a light will surely spark. August, Bob Barker. Bob Barker is one of those personalities that we thought would be around forever. Part of that's because most of us can't remember a time when he wasn't a TV staple. Barker's game show career went back even further than some might expect, hosting Truth or Consequences from 1956 to the mid-70s. Of course, The Price is Right proved to be his longest-running gig, having contestants come on down for 35 years. Even after Barker retired from hosting, he remained a presence in television and animal rights activism. Barker beamed with youthful energy well into his twilight years, so much so that we sincerely believe he could have taken Adam Sandler. Passing 4 months shy of his 100th birthday, Barker was the host with the most. July. Paul Reubens. A lot of comedians have created iconic characters. In Pee Wee Herman, though, Paul Reubens gave us such a larger-than-life force that the man behind the bow tie could be overshadowed. Reubens was underrated as a character actor, proving unrecognizable in various comedic and dramatic roles. There's no denying that Reubens shined the most as Pee-wee, however, with a mix of physical and surreal humor that ranged from bizarrely childish to blatantly adult. Pee-wee was as unique as the mind that birthed him. We should say minds, as Reubens received help from Phil Hartman, another comedic legend taken too soon. While Reubens' career had its ups and downs, his final act marked another creative high, with his brand of comedy proving as timeless as one's inner child. June. Alan Arkin. Alan Arkin's career endured for so many decades that he's recognizable to different generations for a variety of roles. Those who lived through the 60s witnessed his Oscar-nominated breakthroughs in The Russians Are Coming, The Russians Are Coming, and The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. Arkin would headline comedies like Catch-22 and The In-Laws throughout the 70s and 80s before taking on more supporting roles in the 90s. Although fewer leading roles were coming his way, the latter half of Arkin's career brought some of his most memorable performances, including his Oscar-winning work in Little Miss Sunshine. Like Grandpa Edwin Hoover, we wish Arkin could have stuck around longer, but he left us with plenty of laughs, wisdom, and quotable lines. May. Tina Turner. Throughout the 60s and 70s, it was hard to separate Tina Turner from husband Ike. Their troubled marriage was over by the dawn of the 80s, but Tina was just getting started. The multi-platinum album Private Dancer marked a high point for Tina's solo renaissance, knocking out Grammy-winning hits like Better Be Good to Me and What's Love Got to Do with It. With further success awaiting in the 90s, it was no longer Ike and Tina. Say the name Tina in any music circle, and there's only one person they can be talking about. This queen of rock and roll retired following her 50th anniversary tour in 2009. In the wake of her passing, listening to any lyric reminded us why she was the best. April. Jerry Springer. From a man who married a horse to a cryogenically frozen megalomaniac from the 60s, Jerry Springer interviewed his fair share of colorful characters. Behind the microphone, Springer was just as fascinating as his subjects. The son of Jewish-German refugees, Springer and his family fled from Europe to America during the midst of World War II. After working on Robert F. Kennedy's political campaign, Springer shifted his focus to law before running for office himself. While a scandal involving a sex worker didn't end his political career, it did preview his more prominent venture into television, becoming a pioneer of trash TV. Whatever your thoughts of the subgenre he helped spawn, Springer was a showman who could excite a crowd like few others. March. Lance Reddick. From the early 2000s onward, this character actor was among the most familiar faces across television, appearing on Oz, The Wire, Lost, and Fringe. Even if you took his face out of the equation, fans could immediately recognize Lance Reddick's distinct voice, which he lent to various animation shows and video games. In feature film, Reddick was best known for playing Sharon, the always reserved and professional concierge of the Continental. John Wick Chapter 4 would unexpectedly be a posthumous release, arriving in theaters a week after Reddick passed. It was just one of several projects that Reddick didn't get to see to the finish line. Busy to the end, Reddick was an actor's actor who could stand out in even the smallest of roles. February. Raquel Welch. Following her breakout role in Fantastic Voyage, Raquel Welch made cinematic and pin-up history with her fur bikini from 1 million years BC. In the pantheon of Hollywood sex symbols, Welch perhaps made the greatest impression since Marilyn Monroe. Like Marilyn, Welch's impact went beyond beauty. she helped pave the way for female action stars, with roles like Detective Eileen McHenry in Fuzz and the titular character in Hanny Calder, the latter being an inspiration for Kill Bill. Welch had sharp comedic timing as well, as demonstrated through her Golden Globe-winning work in The Three Musketeers and a hilarious cameo as herself on Seinfeld. She might have been underappreciated in some circles, but Welch left this world a true icon who'll continue to bedazzle. January. Lisa Marie Presley. The world went speechless the day that Elvis died. People again struggled to find words when Lisa Marie Presley suddenly passed at age 54. Being the only child of Elvis and Priscilla, Lisa Marie Presley entered this world under the public's magnifying glass. While she dedicated much of her life to preserving her family's legacy, Presley was an accomplished artist in her own right with 3 albums, one of which went gold. She was also committed to charitable causes, starting the Presley Charitable Foundation in 2007 and working with organizations like the Grammy Foundation. A mother of 4, Presley left behind 3 living children, including actress Riley Keough. Her song might have been cut tragically short, but the music lives on in Gracelace and beyond. Dear friends, I hope you have enjoyed this video enough. Please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and write your comments below this video. Goodbye to other videos.